Welcome to Inverness Backcountry Ski Club Norway trip hut to hut 2024. A little bit of a mouthful. Yeah. We have Mr. David Adams.
Hello.
We have Sam. Our guide Finn. We have Fee. Fee comes with an Elliot.
Yours truly, the Fachmeister General.
And at the back here we have Shozzy. Andy. Andy comes with broken bindings.
Not to forget about myself. There's some key ingredients to an IBSC club trip. The huts, the views, obviously the skiing. And of course, the people. Fees involved, there's poetry.
Look for the cat, we were told. Towards Ida's house our cars rolled. Yet with no locked doors and no sight of claws, straight into her neighbours we strolled. Behind the hut, Strockenfillet.
Strockenfest.
Finn led us up in his gillet. Amazing.
We arrived at accommodation in the dark, and it wasn't until the next morning that we were greeted to spectacular views that would set the stage for things to come. Our first day was spent at a nearby hill with great views over to the Troll Wall. A day for Finn to assess us and to sort out as much faff as possible. For the next day, we'd packed for the huts. In the morning we did some car shuffling, so we'd have a car at the end of the trip, and drove to the start. It was a short 1 kilometre skin from our car to the first hut, perched on top of a little knoll. We spent a couple of nights here skiing the adjacent mountains, Skarven and, well, this is where I give up trying to pronounce Norwegian mountain names. After a couple of days skiing, we set off early the next morning for the next hut. It was a 14-kilometre remote ski along a valley and over frozen lakes. We descended down to the idyllic spot of the second hut, sat in front of a frozen lake surrounded by mountains. The conditions weren't on our side the next day, so we opted to ski laps of the hill behind the hut. And a bit of ice fishing. We closed out the day watching the sunset from the top of this hill, before a short ski back down to the hut and a warm fire. The next day was a favourite. We set out across a frozen lake and worked our way up along a ridge to a small hut perched at 1150 metres. We sought refuge inside while we waited for the sun to work its magic on the south face we hoped to ski. It did the trick and we went for a second lap. A short climb to the col, and it was a gentle gradient all the way back to the hut. The final night was spent by the fire reciting our poetry. Our last day sees us set out across the lake again, where we climbed to a high col before summiting Skarven and the descent back to the car. The final meal at Ida's closed out a great trip.
For a final night of being truly alone, under those old wooden beams and by roaring fire, for whiskey, mountains and the wilds we admire.
Alright, we're locking the door.
We're packing more rubbish than